Hello and welcome everyone. My name is John Toublaris and I'm really excited to introduce to you Fernando Ferrari from Hamilton, Ontario. Welcome, Fernando.
Hi, John. How are you? Thank you for having me today.
Awesome. Yeah, doing pretty good. Nice to have you on here and making the time for us to share. Of course, here you being at eXp Realty. So let's just jump right into it here. So just tell us a little bit about your background. I know you've been a top producing realtor in the Hamilton surrounding area. So why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself and what was the process like, looking at eXp and then of course joining us here at eXp.
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about my background, not just in real estate, just before that. I studied architecture back in Argentina. That's where I'm from. I'm from Italian parents from my father's side and Spanish from my mother's side. And then the economy collapsed in Argentina and I decided to emigrate and the opportunity came to jump on boat and come to Canada. So that's how I came here when I was about 21 years old. That's about 30 years ago. So you make the numbers. And then I was flipping homes and building homes in the past, as well as I was involved in different other businesses, always related to networking with people and mingling with people and building relationships. And one of my flips didn't go as successful as I thought, and the real estate agent made so much money and I make just a little bit with such a tremendous amount of effort. So the natural transition for me was to get a real estate license. So I started in a very small boutique brokerage in Burlington, run by this phenomenal guy, Sutton, and then becomes eXp Realty, which I learned a tremendous amount of stuff. He was a very knowledgeable broker, investor himself, with tremendous amount of portfolio of properties. And that's how I got involved in flipping properties. And then I switched to LePage because I moved to Hamilton, so here in the mountain, to the #1 brokerage, LePage State Realty, which again, keep learning and keep progressing and keep finding myself more involved into residential now, real estate. And everything was just perfectly and fine and nothing was wrong, but just, I'm opportunity. I think I call myself an opportunity seeker. So always looking for the next step, something that's going to benefit me and my family and the future. So that's when I stepped into this information about eXp Realty, which I was introduced by a friend. So a friend of mine says to me, "Hey, Fernando, why don't you take a look at this? I'm involved, but I just want to make sure if this may be something that can be good for you." That's how I came across eXp. So I started to investigate in this new model, and I mean, almost sounded too good to be true. And I said, okay, I got to investigate more and more and more. And I mean, I think I'm a fast decision maker, but at the same time, it took me 6 months of finding out all the small and the particulars about the company. And then when I figured out that everything makes sense, then I made the move. This was 6 months ago in March. And I just got to tell you, this was probably one of the best decisions of my life, for me, for my family, and the future.
Fantastic. That's incredible. So it sounds like you've had over 20 plus years experience in the real estate industry, but then over 10 years as a sales representative here in Hamilton. Obviously, you've been a great top producer in Hamilton, and I encourage anyone, of course, has anyone looking, of course, buying or selling real estate in Hamilton area. I think it's a great idea for them to reach out to you. So I want to just see what it's like for you. What was the decision process? Like, what did you actually look at when you're going through this whole decision-making process? What were you looking at specifically? Did you attend an event? Did you, do your research online? Like, what was it that you were looking for? And then in the end, what did you find when you went through your research in terms of what it was for you that really stood out for you that made a difference for you? Say, okay, you know what? I'm going to make the decision. I've decided, and I'm actually joining eXp. And sorry, Fernando, if there's some noise in the background, can you please turn that off or turn that down? Just a little noisy there.
Okay, I don't see anything here.
Okay, yeah.
Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see if something improves.
All right, great.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so just go ahead and share with us, what was it that, what were you going through the decision-making process for the 6 months? And what was it that you were looking at to make a decision? Was it facts, numbers, attending seminars, events? Like, tell us through that a little bit more in terms of what you were looking for.
Yes, I was in my first brokerage was I was 100% commission, so money was very important for me. And then I went to LePage, which I was in a certain percentage, 17, 18% plus royalty fees, desk fees, and then I have to pay for my websites, I have to pay for my CRMs, and I have to pay for lead generation systems, everything separate. So what caught my attention about the eXp was the benefits that I will have if I still a top producer the way I was at LePage, if I was a top 3% on my market, and then I make use of what eXp was offering, which was a long-term residual income benefits, which at the beginning, it took me a little while again to figure out how it works. That's why I took my time to investigate. So then when I figured out that I could have the same splits, but at the same time, I will have everything free because at eXp we have lead generation system, the website, we have a commission split which is 80-20%, very similar to what I had before. But being a top producer, I can be in 100% commission if I reach a certain status, which very much I gotta be honest with you, in 6 months I already fully capped, so I'm at 100% commission from now on, with the possibility to recuperate the original 20% that I pay if in the next 6 months I make an extra amount of deals. So once I figured out that I could have the same amount of deals for the same amount of split, but with the benefit of recuperating 100% that amount of money, that is when everything would make sense. So that's what I came to the conclusions that without counting the extra bonuses for residual income or future earnings, so revenue shares, which is a little more complicated to understand, without that part, I was already in about 50, 60,000 ahead of the game. And that's how I made my decision based on that, not based on the other bonuses that we had, like revenue share or future residual income.
So it sounds like you were looking at it, straight from the numbers perspective, and you were, of course, looking at the, comparing from one brokerage to the next brokerage. I'm sure, many agents are comparing in terms of, okay, what are the benefits of going there? What are the benefits of staying? Or, what's the pain if I stay? What's the heaven? What's the great thing? The purpose or the benefits if I go to eXp? And it sounds like you were really looking at the numbers really, really closely, and really comparing that and saying what's going to make a difference, how it's going to make a difference for yourself and your family. And you being a top producer there in Hamilton, you were looking at it and you're like, well, I believe in myself. I know I can achieve it. And now, like you said, you've already capped in 6 months. And now whatever you're going to go from 6 months onwards, you are at 100% commission. And there are the other benefits on top of that, as well as what you just had mentioned, right? So what are the other benefits that you like here, that you like so far here at eXp that really stands out and makes a difference for you to continuously to grow your business or anything else for that matter?
Yes, there are a few other things that I look into the company, but again, I figure if it's not real, at least I will have the first part covered, which is going to save me, let's say, $50,000 a year for starters. And then another very good part for me was that every commission that I will get, I will have an opportunity to buy up to 5% of the shares in the company at a 10% discount. So we have a very good news this month because eXp is growing very rapidly in different countries and different continents. So the shares, when I joined the shares in March, they were at $8. And I think today somebody sent me an email, they're around $50 a share. I wish I would have sold everything 6 months ago and bought everything in eXp, probably I would have retired by now. So that is another benefit to have 10% of interest in my money immediately as soon as I save it. I wish I could buy more than 5%, but that's the limit that they gave us. So that's number one. And number two is that we have something called revenue shares. So revenue share is when we mention to a friend, a colleague, or somebody in our industry about our model, then that person become our sponsor. So we sponsor this person, meaning we introduce this person to the system. Just by doing that, we will collect kind of a referral fees, but this is an ongoing situation. Every month from the production of that agent, we will receive a certain amount, a percentage from the deal. But this doesn't come from their pocket. That comes from the money that is saved for the agents, because we are all shareholders in this company. That is one of the most amazing things. That's why it's not a franchise fees. We don't have a desk fees. All the agents, we own the organization. We are all shareholders, and a percentage of our splits goes for the revenue share and distribution of this amount of dollars saved for this for that situation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you got two things here. You have the shares, and then you also have the revenue shares as well. And for the
Correct.
viewers watching this here, there's five different ways to earn shares. And then the revenue share, it gets split 50-50. So whatever money comes into the company, if there's $1 billion in revenue, 50% goes to the company eXp, and then 50% goes to the agents who are helping to build the organization through sponsorship. In other words, that's through introductions to their friends in the industry, in the real estate industry here as well. So that's fantastic. So where do you see for yourself, Fernando, is a big benefit of having the shares and having the revenue share as well that can powerfully and positively impact your family? Where do you see that vision growing to?
Well, I just can tell you one thing. Every year that every year we have Christmas or New Year's in my family. We celebrate. Oh, great! I had this diploma, this picture. They gave me LePage, Saturn, whatever. A Diamond Award, President's Award, whatever the name, the title is, and that was great and fine and dandy. But then every 22nd, when I look at my bank account and I see $1,000 coming from revenue share or $500 coming from revenue share, and I see my stock portfolio going up because I'm purchasing part of the commissions at a discount price, I tell you something. My kids are more excited than me right now, because we can pass it to the next generation. We can actually pass to our family for our legacy. So that is something that really excites me, and I can tell you something. When I joined eXp, I joined with the only knowledge that I had that you go inside an office, you say hi, you say bye, and you call the admin, and everything is good, and you go to the meeting once a month. So what I discovered at eXp, that we had actually a culture that we never had in any other company. So the culture that we have here, because we are all shareholders, we are in the same team. So we have a tremendous amount of collaboration from all these top producers. Like every person that I bring in, I will sponsor and I will coach and I will mentor, I will help. But at the same time, if I want to go from 100,000 to 200,000, I will have somebody above me that's going to help me to reach there. And from 300 to 500, or 500 to a million to 2 million. So it's always somebody in the family, because we call ourselves our eXp family, it's going to be somebody that's going to try to help you. It's going to try to show you the ropes. It's going to try to help you out on where are you getting stuck, what do you need to improve, if it's a lead generation, if it's a networking, or if it's listing presentation, if it's a scripts, or if it's like we have a coaching called group as well, which is totally free. Before I used to pay $1,000 a month for Mike Ferry, and I don't find any difference now here, for example. So the culture that we have and the level of collaboration is something that is out of this world. And we are all together, constantly in contact. If you need a proper or a good listing presentation, why not ask the guy that is making $1.5 million or $2 million and say, hey, John, in this case, can you share your listing presentation? And we have an eXp, a platform through Facebook, which we connect immediately with every agent that is in the system, with 34,000 agents. So we can reach out to one of them and say, could you share with me the listing presentation? And immediately this person says, sure, what should I send it to? You want a PDF form, a PNG form? Where it's unbelievable. In my previous brokerage, which again, I think it was a phenomenal brokerage. They're very, very good brokerage, beautiful building, and some nice guys. But when you see a top producer, $500,000 and plus, you walked in the hallway and they were hiding away because they don't want you to take the secrets away. But here's opposite. As soon as you have a problem, they all come out to give you the hand to pull you up, because we want our company to succeed and be an excellent company. So that is really what was the most amazing thing that I didn't know before joining. You only experienced it once you are in the company for a little while, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I always say, fortune favors the bold, right? It's taking that action. And there's another quote there by Zig Ziglar saying, go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you will see even further, right? So for some of our viewers here, taking a look at this video here and taking a look at, I'm just considering eXp, who should I join, all that kind of stuff. Well, because here's the thing, there's great amount of support here, right? In our group here in Ontario, we're all about support. We're all about helping each other, helping one another. And even here at the eXp as a whole, we're looking to collaborate, to create this sense of community, connection, collaboration, as I mentioned. In fact, that's one of our 9 core values, is having that sense of community and collaboration where we can support and assist each other, because it's our 9 core values. That's the beliefs that shape our culture. And it's so important that when a company like ours is growing so rapidly, just like ours, it's so important to have these 9 core values in place that we have here at the company. Because you're selling homes as it is. You mentioned earlier, you're selling the homes as it is, but why not collect that revenue share? Why not collect those shares that it's building? Like you said, $8 when you joined back in March, and now it's $50 today. And we're just getting started, because we're going to be launching 5 more countries here by the end of the year. And then of course, we're going to be going on beyond. But it's so important to have that support, that connection, the collaboration, and the community here that we have in the group. So I got a couple questions here for you then. What would you say to the new agents? I'm going to ask, what would you say to the new agents? And I'm going to ask you, what would you ask of the top producers watching this as well? So let's start off with the new agents. What tips or advice, like yourself, you're a very successful realtor in the Hamilton area with lots of, real estate knowledge, and sales experience now, of course. So what would you say to the new agents looking at this model? What tips of advice would you give them, to the newer agents?
Okay, that's a good one. For the new agent, they have 2 options. They can be independent, like I am, and you can be fully capped at a certain amount of money, at $80,000, or you can join under somebody's team. And then you will be only need a half a cap. So really 1 sale in a year, and you will be capped, right? So you need 8,000, I think it is, in commission or something like that. So, and I believe that if you want to give yourself a chance to grow in an environment which not just one person, not just 3, not one broker, when 30,000 people will hold your hand and will guide you through to grow, I don't think you're going to find a better environment than this company. I think that is probably the most important thing as a new agent. When you find yourself lost, when you feel alone, when you don't know where to run, when nobody help you, nobody tells you what to do next. What is next? I do have my license. I do have a computer. I do have my CRM. What should I do? Well, in this company, we want to help you because you want to get a mentor, if you need to, that's going to guide you what to do next to achieve at least 5 deals a year. Because if you don't reach 3 deals, immediately eXp is going to assign you a mentor to help you out. And the group that you belong to is going to hold your hand, is going to go in person. You're going to come to join. If you want to come and you want me to guide you through to do 3, 4, 5 deals or help you out, what is your next step? Or you, John, I mean, we're all available. We're all available to help you 100% of the time with something that I didn't have it before.
Fantastic. So for the newer agents, they can take place part of the mentorship program that we have here at eXp. But further than that, as you mentioned earlier, we do have a weekly sales training call, which takes place on Mondays at 12 o'clock Eastern, and that's for an hour. And that's a group call that we have here with our group here in Ontario, and that's fantastic for them to have. So they have a tremendous amount of support and training is what I hear from you, right? For the newer agent. That's fantastic. And Fernando, what would you say then for the experienced veteran agent? What tips of advice or tips would you have for them looking at this eXp model? And they may be on the fence right now, and if you want to speak from one top producer to the next top producer, what would you say to them?
Yeah, and that actually goes back to what happened to me before I joined. So I started looking into the teams that they were switching to eXp. So I started analyzing who was moving from Remax, from Royal LePage, from Century 21, from the big brokerage, and why they were switching. So I saw this team in Texas with 800 agents switching, and say, but these guys must be crazy. So then I see another one. Then I see another huge Keller Williams and so on switching. And so that's how I started to investigate. So then I started looking into the benefits. And again, being a top producer, meaning making, over a certain amount of money, the cash flow that you're going to keep in your bank account is going to be really, really spectacular, not to mention the residual income that you want to start building, which is in US dollar, by the way. So it's just almost too good to be true, John. And absolutely, my kids, they keep an eye on what I do now, because now they feel that I want to make sure that you pass this to me. So they're the whole family is excited about this. Now, my kids, they met more friends that I met in the last 6 months at eXp that all the years that I was in real estate before. Because again, we're mingled together. We are getting together all the time, mastermind, and analyzing the problems, the not problem, what is coming. And it's really, really, really spectacular for a top producer to mingle with these people that they're so eager to help and to get you to the next level. Even if a top producer is $500,000, you want to be $1 million, you want to be $1.5 million, you want to be $2 million. So it's always someone that is going to reach out to you to get you there. That is really the most important thing that a top producer will find here.
Fantastic. So what I hear in that is, of course, is the benefits of everything else that comes with the shares, the revenue share, and everything else. But also, there's other top producers in the company that can help them elevate their performance, elevate their production, their volume on the sales transactions here, so that they can elevate it and get to that next level of production that would make a difference for them. That's really, really fantastic. Now, one last question before we wrap it up, Fernando, is that what would you say about the brand? Some people say, oh, I never heard about the brand, and I know you go on so many listing appointments, buyer appointments. Some people are concerned about that. So let's just bring it all and just call it what it is. Has that impacted you when you went on listing presentations and say, oh no, you're with with this company I never heard before. You know, how's that working for you? Because I know you take so many listings and buyers and all that, and it sounds to me you haven't missed a date. So, you know, let's talk about that. Go say some words about that.
That is a good one, and that is actually the first question when I talk to a new agent comes about. It says, oh, what do you do when you go against somebody from Remax or somebody from Keller Williams or somebody from LePage? And you know what? What I discover is that it's nothing to do with the branding. Is the knowledge you have, is how comfortable and confident you make your client feel at the moment of the listing presentation, how good you know your numbers, your comparables, your track record, what is sold in the area, what it didn't. So once the client feel that you are the person that is going to steer this situation, the negotiation in the right direction, in the right place, I mean, that's what it's all about. Another thing that we haven't talked about is that eXp will allow you to brand yourself. So these are my folders, Ferrari Realty Group. So it's brokered by eXp, but what people are going to see is the Ferrari Group, which is who is going to represent them. eXp is only a broker. It's going to process the paperwork and it's going to represent them legally, but I'm going to be the forefront for the house. And if that person doesn't know how to represent them in the proper way, they want to choose whoever has the more knowledge according to them. And that is when your own knowledge comes in place. And that's what eXp will help you to do. It will help you to create that knowledge, that confidence for you to go out there and be the best of yourself and be successful for who you are, not for the brand that you have behind and that's stopping you. That mentality is stopping you from going out there and make a lot of wins.
Exactly. That's such a great point. When you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what brand it is, you are the brand, right? How you respect yourself, how you respect others, how well you do your job in presenting and educating and providing value to the clients. Of course, being compassionate, being understanding, presenting the data, the facts, the information, whatever it is, and really showing your knowledge, as you had mentioned there. Which is really, really critical. And yes, like you said, I mean, here at eXp, you can self-brand any way you like. However, as long as you're following RICO's guidelines, that's the key thing, as long as you're following RICO guidelines, you can brand yourself any way that you like. We are open here at eXp to, of course, for you to self-brand as long as you're following RICO guidelines. And we do have a marketing person here in Ontario with eXp that will look at your marketing material before you go to print. So we'll save you thousands of dollars on that. So before you do that, make sure you run it by us. We have a marketing department for that. So that's fantastic, Fernando. Awesome. We covered lots of ground here today. Are there any other final words, final thoughts that you want to share to our viewers here today that may be considering looking at coming over here to eXp in our group here, Agents Unleashed here in Ontario? You know, any final thoughts or words of wisdom from a veteran like yourself?
Thank you. No, not really. I think we covered a lot of ground, as you mentioned. But definitely, if you have any more questions, just feel free to reach out to me anytime or to reach out to you with any questions. No questions are silly. I mean, people will have questions from what is your office space? What is the splits here? What if I work there? How can I build my team? And that's a big, that's for another half an hour of talk, because you can build your team worldwide. I can have somebody in my team in Mexico that is open soon. I can have somebody working for me in Australia. So that's a different topic. It's so many benefits that it's so hard to enclose and encapsulate all these subjects and matters in 30 minutes. But again, any questions, please feel free to just reach out anytime.
Awesome, man. Where can someone get a hold of you, Fernando, if they're looking either to move or you have clients moving there to the Hamilton area, or if they just want to ask you any questions on eXp, what's your contact information that you're willing to share with us so they can reach out to you?
Yeah, all my information is digitally at fernandoferrari.work. If you just go to fernandoferrari.work, you will find my email, my phone number, website, and everything that you need to know where to find me is absolutely there. fernandoferrari.work. Very simple.
Awesome. Fernando Ferrari, like the car, the race car. Work there. That's when that. There you go. There it is. Ferrari, just like that. Fernando Ferrari .work. There you go. So Fernando, really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much. I know you're a busy, realtor here, and wish you all the best. And again, for the viewers watching, thank you for watching. I hope this made a difference for you. And until next time, be well and happy selling.
Thank you, John. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Love participating with you here.
Awesome. Likewise. Take care.
See you.
Bye.